What's up YouTube, this is GalacticGod, and I'm coming at you today with the Prophecy deck list. This is going to be the same deck that I used in our most recent duel video series, so if you haven't already checked out those duels, please go do so. I should have links to them in annotation somewhere down here at the bottom of the screen. So I'm going to go ahead and dive right into this deck. Alright, so here is my monster counts. We're playing not one, not two, but three of the High Priestess of Prophecy. Pretty standard, I would think. Not one, not two, but three of the Spellbook Magician of Prophecy. Also probably pretty standard. We have 2 copies of Temperance of Prophecy, 1 copy of Justice of Prophecy, and that kind of rounds up our Prophecy monsters. We're playing 2 copies of Effect Veiler, 2 copies of Tragoedia, 2 copies of Breaker. I really like Breaker in this build. It kind of serves a lot of multi-purpose functions. The 2 biggest cards that kind of hurt this deck the most are Thunder King and Macro, and Breaker kind of has a way of dealing with both of them. If I need to, I can use Breaker as an extra MST of sorts to get rid of Macrocosmos, or if I need to just smash into Thunder King and get him off the board so I can start searching through my deck. Breaker kind of serves that purpose as well, especially if I haven't drawn into a Spellbook of Power or something yet to make one of my spellcasters stronger. I can just summon Breaker, and if they don't have any kind of protection for their Thunder King, or if I was already able to get around that protection, I can just slam right into Thunder King with my Breaker and kind of get him off the field and continue on with my shenanigans. Plus, he is dark, and this is a Chaos variant. I know a lot of people don't really like the Chaos build too much anymore, but I still kind of do. I like it a lot, and he kind of helps fuel my dark need for it. As for my tech choices and spellcasters, I'm using Injection Fairy Lily and CopyCat. Both these cards I think are really awesome, especially when they destroy your Grand Spellbook Tower. You can go grab a CopyCat pretty easily if they have a good big monster on there, or if you have 3 spellbooks in the grave at that point, you can bring out your Injection Fairy Lily. It's a pretty good, awesome choice for a level 3 spellcaster to bring out. Really, a lot of people kind of are a little bit unexpected by this. They're not used to seeing Fairy Lily in a deck, and kind of a good surprise. And then finally we have both our Chaos Sorcerer and BLS to kind of complete our Chaos aspect of the Prophecy build. Alright, now for our spells and traps, we're playing not 1, not 2, but 3 copies of the Spellbook of Secrets. This is kind of like our Rhoda for every other spellbook card in the deck. Very awesome. We're playing 2 copies of the Grand Spellbook Tower. I've thought about using 3 before, but I think 2 works pretty good. Normally, you only ever need 2, and then, if for some reason they get around both 2, if they decide to give you 2 extra spellcasters, you do have the Spellbook of Eternity to kind of fetch it back from out of play after using it with your High Priestess. So from there, we're going to go ahead and go 2 Spellbook of Powers, 2 Spellbook of Wisdom, 2 Spellbook of Life. I've been thinking about cutting this down to just 1 Spellbook of Life. I don't like drawing this too early in the game, and I don't like having multiples of this in my hand usually, but there's been times where I've drawn into the second one. I'm like, oh my gosh, thank God I put this back into the deck. You do have a good recycling ability in the deck, so sometimes that's not a big issue, but sometimes it's just nice having 2. But I have been thinking about cutting it down to 1. And then finally, I like only playing 1 of the Spellbook of Eternity. I know a lot of people like playing multiples of this, but it's just really dead when it's early on. You haven't gotten to your Priestess yet, and I don't know. I think 1 works good because of the recycling ability. It's kind of the same principle with Spellbook of Life. Alright, from there we're going into 3 copies of the Wonder Wand. Just this with the Spellbook Magician of Prophecy. It's just an awesome combo. It's a really good card, and it gives you kind of a draw engine for spellcasters, which you normally would not have. Alright, kind of rounding up staples, we got Monster Reborn, Dark Hole, Heavy Storm, and 2 MSTs, because I do hate them back row. And then finally we have Treacherous Trap Hole for our one and only trap card. Alright, and for our extra deck, we have a nice eclectic mix. We have Gachi for our rank 2, as well as Daigusto Phoenix. For rank 3, we have Wind-Up Zenmaines and number 17 Leviathan Dragon. For rank 4, we have Photon Papilloperative, Maestroke, and number 50, the Blackship of Corn. For rank 7, we have 2 copies of Big Eye. And then we have our Gustav Max down over here for our rank 10. Not entirely impossible to make because of the Spellbook of Life. If you drop your Trag, you use Spellbook of Life, your High Priestess, by removing, you know, a level 3 monster, it goes up to level 10. You can go into Gustav Max relatively pretty easy. Plus, you know, if you've dropped your Trag already and you brought out a couple High Priestesses and they have a Trag on their side of the field, you can go into Big Eye and snag it. Not as uncommon as you might think. For Synchros, we have Cataster, Gaia Knight, Black Rose Dragon, Scrap Dragon, and Stardust Dragon. Because we are playing our Tuner Monster Effect Veiler, and with Spellbook of Life, you can actually bring her back pretty easily. Alright, YouTube, and there you have it. This was my Prophecy deck that I used in my most recent duel video. In the comment section below, make sure you let me know what you think of the deck. Things that you like, things that you think I could have improved upon, all that kind of stuff. I'm always looking for good constructive criticism. Anything like that is always most appreciated. I know a lot of people don't really dig the Chaos build, but I think it kind of fits my playstyle a little bit better than some of the other variants of the Prophecy deck out there. And plus, you know, it's kind of like the way I like to play it. Anyhow, I guess that's about it for now. This is GalacticGod.